When you've been watching The Young and the Restless for years, it's easy to feel like you know the cast inside and out. But once you step outside Genoa City, a different picture emerges. Many of these actors have built full, rich family lives that stay mostly out of the spotlight, especially when it comes to their children. Take Eric Braeden, for example. On screen, he's the larger-than-life Victor Newman, but off-screen, he's a devoted father and grandfather. His son, Christian Gudegast, didn't follow him into acting, but still found his place in the industry. Starting out directing rap music videos in the early 90s, he eventually transitioned into screenwriting and filmmaking. Over the years, he's worked on projects like A Man Apart, London Has Fallen, and Den of Thieves. He's also built a life of his own, with a family, something Braden often speaks about with pride. Peter Bergman has always been very intentional about separating his work from his home life. He and his wife, Mary Ellen, have been married for decades and raised two children, Connor and Claire, largely away from the public eye. Bergman has shared that he didn't want his kids growing up in the shadow of his fame, so he kept things as normal as possible. Still, he's opened up about personal moments, like being present for his daughter's birth and even fainting during it, which gives you a glimpse of the real person behind Jack Abbott. Family life for Joshua Morrow is a busy one. He and his wife Toby have 4 children, and their household has grown into a mix of personalities and paths. Their eldest, Cooper, is now an adult, while their son, Crew, has already dipped his toes into acting, appearing on The Bold and the Beautiful. Their younger kids are still finding their way, but it's clear Morrow is a hands-on dad who values keeping his family grounded despite his long-running fame. For Melody Thomas Scott, family is a blend of past and present. She has 3 daughters, Alexandra, Elizabeth, and Jennifer, and their family story reflects years of merging lives and experiences. Alexandra, from an earlier relationship, went on to become a fashion designer, while Jennifer has worked behind the scenes in television production, contributing to both Y and R and The Bold and the Beautiful. It's interesting to see how the next generation has stayed connected to the industry, but in their own ways. Amelia Heinley has balanced her long-running role as Victoria Newman with raising 3 children. Her eldest son, August, came from her earlier marriage to Michael Weatherly. Later, during her marriage to Thad Luckenbill, they welcomed Thaddeus and Georgia. Heinley tends to keep her personal life private, but it's clear her focus has always been on maintaining stability for her kids despite the spotlight. Michelle Stafford has taken a more open approach. She became a mother through surrogacy when she welcomed her daughter Natalia and later had her son Jameson. Over the years, she's shared glimpses of their lives on social media, from everyday parenting moments to milestones, giving fans a more personal connection to her life outside the show. With Eileen Davidson, you get a strong sense of blended family life. She and her husband, Vince Van Patten, share a son, Jesse, and she's also a stepmother to his 2 sons from a previous relationship. Davidson often speaks about how close they all are and how proud she is of the men they've become. The late Kristoff St. John had one of the more emotional family stories. He shared 2 children with boxer Mia St. John, including his son Julian, whose tragic death in 2014 deeply impacted him and the entire soap community. His daughter Paris has followed a creative path as a model and musician, while his younger daughter Lola has been raised more privately. His story is a reminder that behind the fame, these families go through very real struggles. Beth Maitlin has a daughter, Amelia, who chose a completely different path. Instead of acting, she pursued classical music and became an accomplished bassoonist, even studying at London's Royal Academy of Music. She's performed with major orchestras, showing that talent in these families often extends well beyond television. Greg Reichart and his husband, Rob Sudath, welcomed their son Montgomery via surrogacy. While they keep his life fairly private, Reichart has occasionally shared how much becoming a father has changed him, often describing his son as the center of his world. Victoria Rowell has 2 children, Maya and Jasper, both of whom have explored creative careers. Maya has worked as an art director and appeared on television, while Jasper has taken on acting roles. Rowell has always been vocal about encouraging creativity and independence in her children. Susan Walters and Lyndon Ashby have raised 2 daughters, and their family has now expanded into the next generation with grandchildren. It's a full circle moment that longtime fans appreciate, especially knowing how long Walters has been part of the soap world. Among the younger cast, family life is just beginning to take shape. Haley Aaron and her husband Adam Fergus welcomed twin daughters, Juno and Maud, and have balanced international moves with raising them. Michael Grazia Day and his partner Lauren Carey are raising twin boys. Oliver and Arlo often sharing playful and humorous moments online. Melissa Ordway and Justin Gaston have built a family through both adoption and birth, raising their daughters Olivia and Sophie. Ordway often shares heartfelt updates, from school milestones to everyday parenting life, making fans feel part of the journey. Melissa Claire Egan has also embraced sharing parts of her motherhood experience. With 2 young sons, she often posts candid, relatable moments that show both the joy and chaos of raising a family. Crystal Khalil takes a more balanced approach, occasionally sharing photos of her older son while choosing to keep her younger child mostly out of the public eye. It's a reminder that every parent in the spotlight navigates privacy differently. However, Crystal, known for her role as Lily Winters on The Young and the Restless, quietly welcomed her 3rd child, her second with husband Sam Restagno, in early February 2026. Michelle Morgan, Jason Thompson, and Doug Davidson all have children as well, each choosing their own level of visibility. Some share glimpses, others keep things completely private, but the focus on family is consistent across the board. Tracy E Bregman has 2 sons, and one of them even briefly appeared on Y&R as a baby, a fun behind-the-scenes connection for longtime viewers. Elizabeth Hendrickson, meanwhile, welcomed her daughter in 2020 and has spoken about what it was like becoming a first-time mom during such an uncertain time in the world. Longtime star Laurie Bell has also built a strong family life with her husband Scott Martin. Their children have largely stayed out of the spotlight, focusing on their own paths rather than following directly into acting. And then there are actors like Trevor St. John and J. Eddie Peck, who have made a clear choice to keep their families almost entirely private. In an industry that often thrives on exposure, that decision stands out. What really ties all of these stories together is the balance. While these actors may be part of one of the most dramatic worlds on television, their real lives are often centered around something much simpler: raising kids, building families, and creating a sense of normalcy away from the cameras. For fans, it adds another layer to the people they've watched for years, showing that behind every storyline is a life that's far more grounded than anything we see on screen.